What's up, everybody? You're very welcome along to That's Football. My name is Craig and I'm going to be taking you through the game between Spurs and Watford today. All building up, of course, to Goldbridge, who'll be on later on the United stand for Manchester United's match as well. I hope that you're all keeping well. I hope that you're all doing fine. I hope that you're all tickety-boo. Lovely to see you in the chat. Nice to see you. Appreciate you being here. It's a Sunday morning. It's weird, isn't it? It feels like the morning after the night before for me. Lovely to see you guys. I hope that you're all well. Welcome to members, Phil, as well. I see you became a member, buddy. Nice to see you. Welcome in. What's the game on? Magic. It's magic. Where's Mark? Yeah. Do you honestly think that Mark's going to come on do this, buddy, and then do the United Stand show as well? You wouldn't have time to swap over, so you're going to have to just make do with little old me today, and I hope that's okay. I'm going to take you through the Spurs-Watford game, which is one that you guys can't watch, I believe, in the UK. So, magic. By the magic of the internet, I'm going to be here taking you through the game. For all of you who want Goldbridge, you know, he's in the basement. You know the joke by now, the long-running joke. He's of course getting ready for Manchester United's game against Wolves later on. Do I like F1? Thank you for the first super chat of the day, Ryan. I don't mind it, Ryan. I wouldn't call myself a massive fan of it. My son's a huge fan of it, but I watch it, but I wouldn't call myself a massive fan of it. Is Mark in the basement? Yeah, but I'm going to let him out early, Oliver, because, you know, he does have the United game to do, my man, and, you know, I got to be fair. The channel isn't on any games in the UK, ladies and gentlemen, so unfortunately, you folks won't be able to watch it, but it's okay, because you're Excalibur, Ballbridge, whatever you want to call me, I'm here today. My name is Craig, as you know. I'll take you through the starting 11s in a moment, guys. Lovely to see you all in the chat. Is Mark eating potato sandwiches? Oh, that's brilliant, mate. I've never heard anybody link Ireland and potatoes before. You're the first lad to ever do that. Well played. Liverpool couldn't break down 10 men. I don't want to have to explain to you how football works, mate, but you do know that those were 10 men that won a European Cup, yeah, and it was a difficult game. Chelsea defended very well. There's no bitterness from my side whatsoever on that one. I thought Chelsea did really well in the second half and got very compact, and you could see why they were such a good team and why they won the European Cup last season. So they don't hand them things out, and Thomas Tuchel got his tactics spot on, and yeah, we couldn't break them down. It is what it is. I'm not bitter over it. Are you around in Mark's house? No, definitely not. Is Mark coming on? No, it's just me, little old Ballbridge today. And yeah, for all you people with the egg comments, don't worry, you will be banned very quickly, and I will enjoy doing it. So, you know, it is fun. What else have we got? What channel is it on? Wouldn't you like to know? It's the magic. It's not on in the UK. This game isn't on in the UK, but, you know, through the magic of me being awesome and, you know, summoning my inner awesomeness, I'm able to do it. We go to have a look at the starting 11s. Stone Cold Steve Austin, I'll take it, mate. Do you know what I mean? I wish I had Stone Cold's money for a start. We'll take a look at the two teams today, starting off with Spurs. Lloris in goal, Dennis Tanganga, Sanchez, Dyer and Reguilon. Højbjerg, Skip and Dele Alli. Then it's Heung-min Son, Harry Kane and Bergwijn that make up the starting 11. For Watford, it's Bachmann, Cathcart, Ekong, Sierta, Machina, Atibo, Sarr, Sissoko, Kuka, Dennis and King. Obviously Musa Sissoko starting today straight in there for Watford. Can I call you an egg? You can call me whatever you like, mate, but you know, it doesn't mean I'm going to answer you necessarily, but you work away. You be you, man. Enjoy your Sunday. Who do I think will win the United game? I think United will win, to be honest with you, mate. I think United will win. Ronaldo coming for Van Dijk. Yeah, no, Van Dijk's not worried, mate. Don't worry. Big Verge will be alright. Already, this got nothing to do with Liverpool, and already you're all obsessed about Liverpool. Chill. We're here today to look at Spurs and Watford, to see if Spurs can keep up. Imagine Spurs going into the international break, by the way, top of the table. Can we just take a minute to just realise how dirty that makes us all feel at the possibility of Spurs going into the international break top of the table? 3 wins out of 3. Something just doesn't feel right about that, ladies and gentlemen. What's this? If Man United win over future Liverpool derby, can you do my girlfriend? That sounds a little bit weird, dude. I don't want to cuckold you in front of your missus, but you know, you do you, fella. You do you. Am I going to listen to Donda? Yes, of course. I'll listen to everything Kanye West puts out, mate. I'm not an alien. Of course, I'll be listening to any album that Kanye West drops. And hello, Sláinte, to all of you. I'm still on the morning coffee because, you know, this for me is really, really early in the morning. I'm basically getting up out of bed to do this stream. I'm not even lying to you, good folks. You know me at this point. Thoughts on the red card yesterday? Look, I'll be honest with you. Until it was explained to me by a referee, I found it a bit of a hard one to swallow, if I'm being honest. If it was the other way round, I would have been fuming about the red card. It was a stonewall penalty. I don't think there can be any real argument about that. Although I'm sure people will disagree, and look, that's okay. Football fans disagree on opinions from time to time. But when it was explained to me why it was a red card by a referee, I understood it. But I actually felt like it ruined the game, if I'm being honest with you. I think a penalty and a yellow, and we would have had a much better second half. And it would have been a much better game for both teams, because you know that first 45 was an interesting 45 minutes, and I thought it was setting up for a fantastic second half. The game isn't televised, I know, but I'm Magic, so you know I've got them influencer powers. Do you know what I mean? Nah, read between the lines, folks. Do you know what I mean? Read between the lines. Kane or Lukaku? For the Premier League, do you know what? I'll be honest, I'll say Kane. You know, he's done it in the Premier League. Lukaku was a beast, no doubt about it. He was pocketed by Big Virg yesterday, but I mean, Lukaku is only human. It happens to the best of them. But it was as near to a guaranteed signing as Chelsea could make and bring in. I think we'll all agree with that one. It was a great piece of business. Look, there's been some tremendous transfer business done in this window. Obviously, United going out there and getting Varane, Sancho, and bringing in Ronaldo. That's great business. Chelsea going out bringing in Lukaku, maybe bringing in Jules Koundé. Again, that'll be fantastic business. From my own perspective, obviously not enough business as far as I'm concerned. Liverpool just brought in Kanade, good centre back, but still feel like we're a little bit short. Manchester City bringing in Jack Grealish, and I've got a feeling they'll probably open up the El Wallet before the window's closed as well. But yeah, it's been a mad old window, hasn't it, to be honest with you folks, and I'm intrigued to see what happens between now and Tuesday night when the window slams shut, because I'm afraid to go to sleep. Because, you know, I went to bed the other night waking up thinking Ronaldo was going to City, and then I got up and he was signing for United, and I think we all took a breath of relief because nobody wanted Manchester City to get a shiny new toy. We all want to stop Manchester City and PSG. As a fellow Irishman, are you Kenny in or Kenny out? I think Kenny needs more time. I think the whole structure of the FAI, mate, needs to be rebuilt. And it's not Stephen Kenny's fault that there was a lack of depth coming through, or there's a lack of... I like Stephen Kenny. I think he's earned his stripes and he deserves his shot. So I think leave him a little bit longer. Why aren't you streaming on Anfield Agenda? Because I've been signed up here to That's Football for the season, my man. I do my Liverpool stuff on Anfield Agenda. I do a few other bits and pieces, of course. And then I come over here to That's Football for a few hours a week as well. So, you know, the only man to do it other than Goldbridge, you got to show the love. It's such a big... I'm genuinely hugely proud to be doing this, to be the only other presenter on this channel regularly other than Mark Goldbridge. I mean, it's a huge honour, and I don't take these responsibilities lightly. Honestly, I feel a little bit nervous every time before I come on here, because it's not my platform. I'm just a hired help, a little guest to come along and try and keep things ticking over. But you guys have been extremely nice to me since I've come along, and I do appreciate it. We are We're about 7 minutes away from kick-off today, ladies and gents, and of course I'm going to take you through the game in my own unique way with a little bit of God knows what, to be honest with you, man, because that could happen. Do I think a Liverpool player knows who I am? I've never thought about it, mate. I mean, genuinely, I've never, ever... I know the club knows who I am because they've I don't want to tell you why the club don't like me very much from what I'm aware of, but they know who I am, definitely 100%, because I've had emails from supporters clubs who I've done meet and greets with and stuff, who've had inquiries from the club as to what they're doing with me. So the club do, but I don't know if any of the players do. Genuinely, I haven't got a clue. Stay on That's Football forever. That really does, mate. That's lovely of you. Thank you. And look, the plan is probably, yeah. The plan is I'll do my Liverpool stuff on Anfield Agenda, which is, of course, mine and Connor's baby. And, yeah, the plan is to stay on Team That's Football, to help grow it out and to do what we can. Take some of the stuff together, me and Mark. I think we're doing the Portugal-Ireland watch-along together on Wednesday, which will be, he'll be on Ronaldo watch and I'll be on, hopefully Ireland don't concede too much watch. And yeah, we'll do some stuff together. Obviously today Mark has to get ready for the United game, so I said I'd step in and do the 2 p.m. games. And look, the Spurs game was the more interesting. Burnley Leeds. I don't know why Sky put that one on, to be fair. It's not the... well, I do know why. They have to have a certain amount of games for each club each season. Firmino told me he loves your content. Oh, you've no idea, Mohawk, how much I wish that was true, dude, because he's my favourite player at Liverpool. So, yeah, I really do wish wish it was true, man. But thank you for the love anyway. It means a lot. How long have I been friends with Mark? We've known each other going back. Now, when I say known each other, I mean through YouTube and through WhatsApp and just getting to know each other that way. Probably about 2.5, 3 years, maybe something like that. We've always kind of, done previews and match reactions together when Liverpool play United in that way. But this year we decided that there was an opportunity in the summer with the Euros and stuff to maybe try and do something together, and it seemed to go down okay, I think, with the audience, and that's football. So it looks like it's something we're going to try and build this up and try and change the way fan content is put out there, because we can be rivals. It doesn't mean we have to be toxic towards each other, you know what I mean? We're all here today to just enjoy a game of football, see how Spurs get on against Watford in a bit of a London derby. And I have to say, it is a magnificent stadium Spurs have built there, the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I was lucky enough to be there for a game the January before last, and it is great. And I'm going to be over there for the AJ Usyk fight as well at the end of September, so very much looking forward to it. Hello, the funnier guy on Goldbridge's channel. Oh, I love you, curly braces. Well played. Do you know what I mean? You're showing me the love, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm feeling it. It means a lot to little old me, because I come on here from my mere 118k channel, and I look up in the top corner and I see 517,000 subscribers. And it is nerve-wracking, I won't lie to you. Even for somebody who's done, I think I've done over 1,200, 1,300 streams now. It is still nerve-wracking to come on and do this stuff, especially when you're on somebody else's platform. So look, we're going to get underway in a couple of minutes, but before we do so, please help us push that subscriber number on. If you aren't already a subscriber, please hit the subscribe button, drop a like on the video, keep your wonderful comments coming as always, and we'll have a bit of fun, go through the game. I've got the match clock ready. Let me just make sure it's lined up. Yeah, there we go, all ready to go. Scoreboard ready, so nobody will need to sing because the clock will be on the screen. And I'm glad that you guys are. Thank you. Some lovely comments in the chat again. You don't know how much it means to little old me sitting in Ireland to have some nice comments from you guys. Thank you very much. Who are you backing for the fight? You mean tonight or for the AJ fight? The AJ fight, AJ. Although I do think it's going to be a very interesting fight. I may well watch that Jake Paul fight tonight. I might do it. I might actually pony up the cash and watch that fight tonight. What channel is it on in Ireland? Let's just say I have to be creative in how I've watched the game. Let's just put it that way. Do you know what I mean? I think we all know where I'm going here. Winking and nodding and all that stuff. Sorry, I'm still on coffee time, ladies and gentlemen. Jake Paul all the way, says Fury Vids. It's a funny vids, excuse me, dude. Yeah, it's going to be interesting, isn't it? I mean, Woodley... I actually think Jake Paul has the prospect of being a decent boxer, genuinely. And people look at it and think, oh, he's fighting nobodies. But put it this way, he's getting paid well for learning his trade. Whereas other boxers who come up, they have to sell out small shows, they've got to sell tickets, they barely get paid. And he's learning his craft with the eyes of the world on him and getting a payday for it. So, do I like him as a human being? Not particularly. But do I respect what he's doing? Absolutely. Anybody who has the nuts, who has the balls to get in a boxing ring will always have my respect. What are your score predictions for this game? I can't remember what I did in my head-to-head with Mark. I can't remember what I did in my head-to-head with Mark, but I'm going to go for a 2-0 Spurs win. But I honestly, I can't remember what my prediction was in our head-to-head competition with Mark. Please Tyrone win, said Josh. What a win that was. A lot of people won't have a clue what we're talking about here. But fair play to Tyrone for taking on that Kerry team yesterday and beating them. A Tyrone Mayo All-Ireland final is, even though they knocked Dublin out, Mayo, I have to say, I'm delighted for both counties for them to be in the final, so it's going to be interesting. Son hat-trick today, said Josh. Well, he does start with Kane and Bergwijn in that attack for Spurs. Obviously, King, Dennis, Kuka, Sissoko, Sarr make up the front five for Watford. Lloris and Bachmann are the two goalkeepers. It is an interesting. Mayo for Sam, said Owen. Do you know what, mate? Whoever wins it, Mayo, Tyrone. Fair play to either county. You had eggs for breakfast. Well done, mate. Them eggs are nowhere near the size of these Irish nuts, though, pal. I'll tell you that. Mayo for Sam. Thoughts on Arsenal? I think that they've got nil point, mate. That's my thoughts on Arsenal. Um, and look, they've had hard fixtures. Don't get me wrong. I know Brentford on the opening day they should have taken points. They should have gotten something, but always going to be difficult away from home like that. And then two difficult fixtures against two decent football sides that handed them their ass in Chelsea and Manchester City, and they go into the international break with no points. Nobody, somebody else's platform no more. Cannot see you here. Hate Liverpool, but love you. Thank you. Thank you so much, mate. That's very kind. Is it Abadit or Kamath? I'm so sorry if I've mispronounced your name, dude. I'm known for butchering pronunciations. Mayo for Sam. Come on, the boys. I've seen that quite a lot. And you know what? I don't begrudge Mayo any bit of success, nor Tyrone. Hello, Mr. Ballbridge. How are you, Dogma? Nice to see you, Dogma. Indy, lovely. I'm doing good, Cher. Nice to see you in as well. What channel is it on in Ireland? It isn't. Shh. We're about to get underway, and that wasn't a shush at you. That was a nod no wink shush. Right, we're about to get underway anyway. Andre Mariner's the referee in this game. Watford are playing from left to right in the first half. The referee will blow his whistle. The players will, of course, take a knee, and then we'll be underway to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Let me call you Tato, man. The only offence I actually take by that is that I prefer Kyo's crisps. That's the only offence I'm taking. Right, folks, we're underway and the clock has started as well. Watford playing from left to right and they're moving the ball around at the start. Let's see if Spurs can continue their 100% start to the season. Look at that straight away. Ball straight to Bergwijn, into Kane. He goes to ground looking for a 4-second penalty there. Anybody? Kane looking for a penalty after about 4 seconds of the game. Well, no, it was about 14, but... yeah, there you go. There's the first fall inside the penalty area of what I believe will be many from Sir Harold of Tottenham. Oh, now Watford on the attack. Into the box, strike. Oh, it's cleared off. I tell you what, folks, we've had a lively start to this one. Eric Dyer with a diving headed clearance there to put it over behind for a corner for Watford. We've had a fast start here. Both sides have had an attack inside the opening minute. This one breaks to the edge of the box. They pull it back, side foot, and Dyer heads it over the bar. It'll be a corner to Watford. Thoughts on yesterday's match? It was frustrating we couldn't break down a Chelsea team in the second half, but they're a very good defensive unit. So, you know, am I a bit frustrated? Yes, but in all honesty, I don't think it was the worst result. I think Chelsea are a good side, and I think we showed we were a good side as well. But yeah, it was a frustrating second half. I won't lie. I would have liked Liverpool to have come away with the 3 points, but all said and done, it's 7 out of 9. We'll regroup and come back. We've got Leeds after the international break. Watford now, starting off lively here. Again, attacking Spurs, but Spurs have won it back and the ball goes back to Hugo Lloris. Ballbridge. Actually, do you know what? I actually don't mind that name, Ballbridge. It's funny. I genuinely do find it funny. I think I told you guys before, I have Asperger's, right, which is a form of autism. Now, I'm very high functioning, but the point of the story is so I can get to a joke. It's not so I can say, oh, look at me. I want to get to a joke. Somebody slagged me off before on Twitter, and they meant it to be, you know, a derogatory thing, which it was, but it still made me piss myself laughing. Somebody before called me Stone Cold Steve Autism, and, you know, it was meant as an insult, but my God, did I find it funny. I'll never admit that to them, but my God, did I find it funny. Because I've got a warped sense of humour. Bald and Gold, the dynamic duo. Why am I envisioning myself in a Robin costume from Batman and Robin immediately? Why did my mind go there? That's odd, isn't it? Watford in possession anyway. Being dispossessed. Dele Alli's had a bit of a revitalisation, shall I say, under Nuno. Certainly looks to be getting back to some better form anyway. It is hilarious, isn't it? I know it's cruel and it's mean and all that stuff, but I have to say, it made me laugh, the Stone Cold Steve Autism thing. I genuinely did. I've got a warped sense of humour, and it did make me smile, even though they intended to cause hurt. It did the exact opposite. I was actually, you know, one night late upstairs, you know, as you do, said to the missus, you know, shake it up a little bit, call me Steve. Free kick here now to Spurs, wide right hand side. And don't forget, Mark will be on the United stand with his build up and the match later on as well. Obviously, Manchester United playing Wolves later on today, so Mark will be on the United stand for that. Excuse me. Ball being moved around by Spurs wide right now. 3.5 minutes gone, still no score, but again, I'm still getting used to fans being back in stadiums, but I'm still absolutely loving fans being back in. Early cross in, deflected behind. Oh, no, it was just Tanganga just put it behind. It'll be a goal kick. I thought it took a deflection, it didn't. It'll just be a goal kick to Watford. Can't believe they decided to put Leeds Burnley on TV. I know, Oliver, and do you know what? It nearly caught me out, mate. So Mark said to me earlier on in the week, will you do the Spurs Watford game? I said, yeah, of course, man, no problem. 2 o'clock kickoff. And I, like everybody else, probably assumed that was the game Sky was going to have on. It was only yesterday when we were doing the Arsenal, or the City Arsenal game together. I said to him, mate, it's not actually on Sky. So, you know, through the magic of magic, we managed to get it sorted. And let me just add, by the way, to that gentleman here that says to watch you have to pirate. I ain't pirating anything. I'm doing nothing illegal to watch this game. Everything about the way I'm watching this game is 100% legal. I would never break the law. I'm a good boy, me. Anyway, the free kick wide right here to Watford. Reguilon after bringing down Sarr. And it'll be a chance. Yes, and he definitely brought him down. He was nowhere near the ball. Nope, no dodgy box either. You know, then the days of the IPTVs and dodgy boxes, they're gone. We've moved on with technology, folks. You know what I mean? Keep up. We can we can be very creative these days, us tech geeks. Even though I say that, having somebody else haven't sorted it for me. Do you know what I mean? But I lie and pretend I know what I'm on about. Right, free kick to Watford anyway. Let's see if they can make something of this early doors. Andre Mariner having a little word with Dele Alli there, obviously. I remember you wouldn't steal a car, you wouldn't do this, so why pirate films? I remember that yoke at that ad, alright. Ball in. That's an awful free kick by Watford. A few ping pongs all over the place, and the ball eventually settles back with a Watford back four, and they recycle. 6 minutes into this, still Spurs 0, Watford 0. What does the mug say? Oh yeah, there's a bit of a story behind the mug actually. So, on Anfield Agenda, there's two of us that own and run Anfield Agenda. Myself and Connor. Connor does all the graphics and tech stuff, and I do all the actual work. I'm only joking. But anyway, there's two of us that run it. And we were over in Orlando. We were doing a few meetups with some Liverpool fan channels from Florida, and or Liverpool fan clubs from Florida, supporters clubs. So we were over in Florida and we went to Universal Studios, as you do, and it was my birthday while we were over there, and Connor decided to buy me a mug for my birthday, and it says, it's from Shrek, it says, just another sexy ball guy, which is kind of true, I like to think. Well, at least my mammy told me I was pretty when I was younger. You are behind. Well, that wouldn't be the first time in life, mate, and it probably won't be the last. Where's Goldbridge? He's here. He's in the palm of my hand. Can you not see him? Mark, say hello. He doesn't like you, mate. What? No, I won't say that to him, Mark. Back to bed with you. Watford knocking the ball around at the back. So what are we thinking for any United fans in the chat? What are we thinking for your game later on? And give us a guess at your scores in this one as well. Favourite LFC moment? It's got to be, people expect me to say Istanbul, which I was at, but still, oddly enough, isn't my favourite moment. It's the Barcelona comeback for me. That was a night I will never, ever, ever forget. To have no Mohamed Salah, to have no Roberto Firmino, to have Robbo going off at half-time with an injury, and to turn over a 3-0 deficit against Barcelona, it was amazing. Everyone going for United win, of course, and I think that's right. I think about 2-0 to United is probably the right, even 3-0 maybe later on. A lot of people saying they need Sancho Varane to start as well. Yeah, I can feel you. I know where you're coming from. Look, we haven't As you know, Liverpool have only signed Ibrahima Konate this summer, and he hasn't got any minutes in the Premier League yet, which isn't unusual at all under Kloppo. He usually lets people take a month or so to acclimatise, and I wouldn't expect to see Konate till really after the international break. 11-0 Man United. A bit optimistic, Abraham, but you never know, dude. You never know. Ball switched out left-hand side to Stephen Bergwijn now. He's looking for options. Dele Alli, Reguilon now puts the ball in, drops, it's laid off. Kane, little chip, it's over the bar, goes behind for a goal kick. Shave your eyebrows. Well, firstly, it's one eyebrow, and no, I need to have some type of hair feature on my face, mate. You know what I mean? Leave this eyebrow alone. It's a magnificent specimen. 2-1 Wolves were going to ruin the party, said Jack Wiggins. There you go. As a United fan, I'm nervous that Varane won't start, said Andy McManus. What about the corn pie? Don't get me started on that fake meat mofo, mate. Don't get me started on that. That's the only... Non-Liverpool fans probably won't get the reference, but we also signed corn pies this year as well, which are on sale inside Anfield. Says yay, nobody ever. Corn pies, like, come on, lads. I mean, there was already some type of vegetarian muck on the menu, which is good enough. Chelsea got robbed yesterday. Did they though, mate? You know, let's be fair. It was a penalty, right? Surely we'll agree it's a penalty, mate. And if we don't agree it's a penalty, the conversation stops. But let's agree it's a penalty. Well, the red card really didn't do anybody any favours, did it? Because it meant Chelsea were going to sit back and we had to break them down. So, you know, I thought we were doing quite well as it was when both sides had 11. Albeit, you know, great header from Kai Havertz, won't deny that. Very good goal from Chelsea's perspective. But we were, I thought we were on top. And the penalty was a blatant penalty. And after that, Chelsea defended magnificently well and showed we're the European champions, and we weren't able to break them down. And, you know, I'm fairly rational in how I view these things. It's a pen, not a red. Unfortunately, for every referee I've spoken to, and one of the guys on our channel is a qualified referee, it was a red card because it was viewed as not making an attempt to play the ball and denying a goal scoring opportunity. The double jeopardy rule doesn't come into play. Double jeopardy rule only comes into play, let's say, if it's a tackle and someone's genuinely trying to play the ball, but they miss the ball, play the man, then the double jeopardy rule comes in. On the handball incident, it was deemed to be a denying of a clear goal scoring opportunity and therefore a red card. I don't make the rules. I think it was harsh. I'll be honest with you. Red card never entered my mind. I thought penalty. Red card never entered my mind, but, you know, just goes to show, and I'll admit this, I've said it before, I'll say it, Anthony Taylor and most of the referees in the Premier League are horrendous. And I'll admit that over and over again. No arguments from me on that one. Are you in the Anfield Agenda chair? No. I don't bring the Anfield Agenda chair onto That's Football. It just wouldn't fit in, do you know what I mean? That's the Anfield Agenda chair. I like to call this one the backbreaker. Just the regular computer chair. And it's horrible when you're so used to the other chair. Double jeopardy rule only applies to the other team. No, I've just explained where it only applies to, mate. See, this is what annoys me about some people. I'm happy to have an open conversation around stuff like yesterday's game and stuff, but it has to be a conversation with realism involved. And the double jeopardy rule... we hate Anthony Taylor at Liverpool. None of us Liverpool fans like him. Spurs on the attack here. Pull back. Bergwijn can't keep it down, it's over the bar. None of us like Anthony Taylor refereeing our games. I know Chelsea feel the very same, but the double jeopardy rule only applies, as I said before, if somebody, through a tackle or whatever, is making a genuine attempt to play the ball. It's got nothing to do with the other team, mate, because, as I said, I genuinely don't think that the red card benefited Liverpool. I would have rather that he stayed on the pitch and it was 11 against 11. I didn't feel it was worthy of a red card, but the rules say what the rules say, and I can't change that. I agree with you, though. I think it was really harsh that he got a red card. How do I watch this game? Oh, it's magic. You know. I can't tell you, dude. I'll tell you on Twitter or whatever, but I can't tell you here. Bald Irish pride. Well, you know what, mate? We're kind of proud of it. I hope you got that reference. Kane in the penalty area now. Goes one way, then the other. Ball across. It's cleared by Watford. That's football said definitely not a red. Again, I'm not disagreeing with you or anybody in the chat. The red killed the game, so I would have preferred not to be a red, but the rules are the rules are the rules and all that jazz, and look, it wasn't our decision to give him a red card. I don't think any of us even claimed for a red card. I think all we wanted was the penalty. Mark, he's had a trim, it seems. Yes, he has. And isn't he magnificent? Isn't he lovely? Watford in possession. Right hand side. Come on, lads. Give us a few goals in this game. Getting up early and all. The least you can do is give us a few goals. Who's the egg? Your ma. Isn't it lovely? Just call me her love egg. Ba-dum-ba-ba-ba. Watford now, they have a good chance. They roll it across. Sarr goes round the outside, Ishmael Sarr goes round the outside. See what I mean? Dropping a little bit of wisdom in there. A little bit of vocal knowledge for you. Mark, you changed after a few years. I know I've let myself go, haven't I, Mark? Mark, has let myself go. Bergwijn, again, shot blocked. This has been a pretty open game so far, folks. First 15 minutes, end-to-end action. Dele Alli. Bergwijn again, back to Harry Kane. Tries a little reverse ball out to Son. Son inside the Watford penalty area. Goes round, back outside. Again, patient. Højbjerg goes out right. It's flicked on, comes to Dele Alli. Ali still in possession, has Regular on if he needs him. Tries a little dink into the box. It's headed away by Watford. Fat. Brilliant, mate. That's wonderful. That's amazing. You managed to spell a 3-letter word all on your own there, buddy. That's brilliant. And if we want to talk about fat, mate, just have a look at my wallet. Then you'll see what fat is. She's stacked, mofo. Stacked. How's yours doing? Yeah, thought so. No. Shh. Big boys are talking. What made you go bald? Genuinely, honest answer, my wife. She hates me with hair. She said I look scruffy. And a very long time ago, she made me shave my head. And she genuinely will not let me grow it back. Or, she thinks I look scruffy and says I have teddy bear hair. And that's the truth. So, there you go. On Benilda's up. Sean's back in the chat. The Stillorgan Mafia in the house. How are you, buddy? Obviously, Sean knows I went to a school just up the road called Oatlands College, and he went to Benilda's up the road. You know, the school for the other people up in Stillorgan. Tottenham better than Liverpool, said nobody ever. Hey, Dean, do you know what I mean? Said nobody ever. Really like this geezer. This geezer really likes you as well, Jack. Lovely to be here with you, man. Grow a beard. Yeah, again. I'm not 40 years of age, and I'm ashamed to admit this to you good people, but I can't grow a beard. I can grow a goatee, that's about it, but if I could grow a beard, I'd be full on hipster here, grizzly, I promise you, but I can't do it. I have patches of baldness on my face that just, I'm like a prepubescent teenager, If I wish I could grow a beard. Get some hair. I have some, mate. I have it. All over the big Irish nuts. Do you know what I mean? I suffer from bins, by the way, which is, an affliction that only Irish people suffer from, only Irish males. Now look, bins is important. Let me talk to you good folks for 1 second about bins. Bins is something that many Irish men don't speak about, but we suffer in silence. And, I think it's time that we break this stigma around bins. Now, for most of you that aren't aware, what bins is big Irish nut syndrome, and many of us Irish men suffer with this affliction, with these big cojones, but we get on with life, we don't complain about it. Now, let me just have a little word with the chat here. I don't know who the moderators are on here or where the moderators are on here, but let me put it this way. You enjoy the watch-alongs, yeah? We agree on that? You enjoy having a bit of fun, yeah? You agree on that? Good. Hopefully you've enjoyed my presence on the channel. Great. But I am somebody that works off vibes, ladies and gentlemen, and I don't do abuse. So carry on with the abuse, and it'll be TTFN for me on this channel, because I don't put up with it on my own channel, and I ain't going to put up with it anywhere else. And I don't give a shit if the channel has 1 million, 10 million, 50 million subscribers. If I don't feel the vibes and I'm not feeling it, I don't do it. It's as simple as that. I'm in this for laughs, for fun, and to have a bit of a chuckle. Craig's a legend. Thank you, Tom. Thank you for the super chat. Don't forget, memberships, of course, are open as well. Here on That's Football. We've renamed it That's Football because Mark Olbridge doesn't need his name attached to anything else. You know, he tries to call it, this is Mark Olbridge's white bread, Mark Olbridge's car, Mark Olbridge's spare tyre, Mark Olbridge's, you know, pigeon loft. Oh, chance over the bar. What are we saying, ref? Another corner. Are you not worried Liverpool signed nobody else? I am, to be honest, IMAC. I am, mate. I am frustrated that we haven't made a couple more signings. I won't lie, buddy. I am. I would have hoped we'd have learned our lessons from last year about what going into a season with a good squad but a bare minimum squad can do. Calvin Phillips is a baller. Would love him at Liverpool. Yeah, Vicious. Who was that? Vicious Binman. That's a brilliant name. It's the same. I think as a long-term Hendo replacement, he'd be absolutely wonderful. Anyway, corner here again. A little bit of argy-bargy going on in the 6-yard box between Sanchez and one of the Watford players. Anyway, here comes the ball in from Son. Bounces around. Oh, I tell you, I don't know how Spurs did not go 1-0 up there, folks. There was a bit of a ricochet in the penalty area and Watford just about hook it away. Would have loved Rodrigo de Paul, said Mustafa. Yeah, he ended up at Atleti, obviously. He was tenuously kind of linked with Liverpool, but early doors I'd always heard that he was going to Atleti de Madrid. So, hello, Raphael. How are you, mate? What kind of car do I have? A Renault Megane GT. A white Renault Megane GT. An estate one. It's alright. It's quite nice. Does the job. Oh, Watford on the attack. It drops. Again. Just trying to take an extra touch. Don't be listening to those clowns, pal. Don't even bother reading the messages out. Keyboard warriors, I guarantee we want you instead of them. Hashtag bins. Love it, Gary. Are you suffering from the... No, you're not. You've got a dollar sign, but I don't know. Maybe you've got Irish blood in you, and maybe you're suffering with bins yourself, mate. But lots of love over to you, dude. Thank you. Are you now the co-host? Is there someone in the fucking here that I don't know about? Like, I believe I'm the host, dude. I don't see anybody else here. Do you know what I mean? Focus. No, I'm the other person on the channel, mate. Basically, I get drafted in to do the games. Goldbridge couldn't be bothered, you know? That's the level I'm at here right now. And that's alright. That's alright. I know my place. We're a quarter of the way through the game almost here. Still scoreless. Thoughts on Ronaldo's return? Look, I think we're all happy. I'm never happy for United fans when you're happy. I can respect the club. There's a relationship we're building here between us folks. We know. But we're all happy you didn't end up at City. Let's just put it that way. Because I don't like Manchester City very much whatsoever. And I don't like Paris Saint-Germain very much whatsoever. For very obvious reasons. And when I heard that you got one over at Manchester City and you got him back, you know what I mean? I felt your happiness. And let me explain why. I remember the day, and I'll never forget it, that Rafael Benitez brought Robbie Fowler back to Anfield for a second spell. And I smiled like a school child, and I was walking around on air. Even though he was really, really, really near the end of his career, he still had an impact at the club. And I think for United fans, Ronaldo will bring that morale-boosting impact to United. I think that he will, you know, obviously show other people in that dressing room how a professional athlete at the highest level lives, maintains standards, brings everything that he brings. So it was a very good thing for United to have done to stop him from going to City. I don't know genuinely if it would... I want to say this respectfully. I don't know if it would genuinely alter my view of United not being able to win the league yet. And I don't mean that in a, you know, to throw shade at United or anything. But I'm glad that he didn't go to City. From Dublin, Bud, live in Australia, been struggling with bins since a young age. It's difficult, isn't it, Gary? That's a waste of a free kick there from Watford. Very good position, right on the edge of the 18-yard box, off to the left-hand side, and they just blare it over the bar. Thank you, Focus. All good. You're entertainer, mate. Keep it up. Thank you, dude. And just remember as well, I'm only out of bed here, so this is me just easing my way into the day. You know, when you get me on a nighttime game and I'm all awake, the fun will really start. Actually, just a heads up as well, myself and Goldbridge will be here on Wednesday for the Portugal-Ireland game. Gurav, cry some more, mate. I mean, nobody gives a shit about you Chelsea boys, mate. So cry some more. Go somewhere else and cry, buddy. Nobody here has any time for your tears. I do, hang on. Oh, yeah. 72% salt in those tears, mate. But that's okay, mate. Keep crying. How much does Mark pay you? Millions. Millions, mate. Every time I do a new stream, he puts a new wing on my council house. So, you know what I mean? I've got 4 Wendy houses in the back garden, 2 with slides. You know what I mean? With slides, you know? Mm-hmm. Thoughts on Arsenal? Wah, wah, wah. There are my thoughts on Arsenal. Do I think Ireland can qualify for the World Cup? Not realistically, no. Do you know, but the World Cup needs Ireland more than Ireland needs the World Cup. Do you know what I mean? Who doesn't need a bunch of Irish men and women over there singing songs and having a laugh? You know, we should be just automatically invited to every tournament just because of the fans. How's your FPL team? It's okay. I'm beating Goldbridge, which is the only thing I care about because, you know, I am competitive in that sense. Jack Davies Rice, thank you for the super chat, my man. Honestly, didn't like you at first during the beginning of the Euros because you're a Liverpool fan. That's weird though, but we'll carry on. But I've grown to love your watch-alongs on That's Football and can't wait for many more. Thank you, Jack. I would never judge anyone because of the club that they support, to be honest. You know, when we go to war on the pitch, United and Liverpool, I want Liverpool to absolutely destroy United and vice versa. But at the end of the day, what I always say is, we all appreciate the good players. We all fell in love with football for different reasons, but because of the magic and the great players. And we all have our own clubs, but the sport is why we're all here as well. So I'm glad you stuck around and gave me a chance, dude. And I'm glad that you're now enjoying the streams. And thank you. I don't like Liverpool fans, but I can make an exception. Love the content, mate. Keep it up. I don't know what some other Liverpool fans must be like in order for us to have this salty, horrible reputation, genuinely. And I'm not saying you're right or wrong, because, you know, I haven't had your experiences with other Liverpool fans, but it's something that gets said a lot. Maybe I am. See, I think of myself as a lunatic, so I'm thinking I'm probably the Liverpool fan people would hate the most. But most of you guys have been, you know, very kind and heard me out, so to speak. And I appreciate it. But yeah, it's lovely to have you guys in, and thank you. What's your Twitter? It's just at Craig Holden, mate. I'll try and put it in the chat, but I'm a bit of a cabbage, so let me just get it in there for you. Oh, that's what she said. Hello, sailor. There you go. It's gone in there under the Anfield Agenda account. That's my Twitter. This guy laughed at us for the Spurs defeat and then got beaten 7-2 by Villa. Oh, I absolutely did, mate. I was rolling around the ground laughing at your 6-1 loss to Spurs. I mean, the clip made me, to be honest with you. Without that clip, I probably wouldn't be sitting here. But karma was you-know-what that day, wasn't it? And I was saying, we won't lose 6-1 like those other lot. I almost remember it word for word. And then Aston Villa absolutely hammered us 7-2. And yeah, and I was just in 7 mode. So yeah, you're right. Karma bit me in the backside that day, and sometimes things like this teach you a lesson, don't they? And hasn't taught me that, though. I'd still do the very same thing tomorrow, if I'm being honest with you. Thank you. Thoughts on the United team? On this United team under Klopp? Well, if you had Klopp as your manager, you'd probably be winning the league, mate. I won't lie to you. You've got a very good squad there, and look what Klopp has done at Liverpool. You know, It took a while, you know, we were progressing season on season, but to me, anybody that can wrestle any title away from Manchester City is doing the world of football a favour. And I say that sincerely, not just for a clip or for, you know, to try and win United fans over. I genuinely don't like the club one bit. PSG, City, don't like it. Now, I know that there are hardcore City fans, and I'll always have the respect for those ones that when Manchester City went down to the second division, sold out Main Road, I'll always respect that. But I don't respect this new Man City or the way PSG operate. I just can't. The football romantic in me just won't allow me to do it. Why is this guy working for Goldbridge? Because it's a great opportunity to help build out a second channel with a friend of mine who I get on very well with lovely people who I enjoy chatting with in the chat, and I get to watch football and help earn myself and my family a living. I hope that's okay with you, my man. If it's not okay with you, you're fresh out of luck, aren't you? But I enjoy. Just tell you what, it's the first time I've ever kind of, I suppose, worked for somebody else with regards to this industry, and it's nice not having the stress. You don't know the stress of running a channel and all the stuff that goes on behind the scenes, and being able to just rock up here and do a game it's a nice refreshing change. And let everybody else worry about the stresses and all, the financial ends of it, the tech side of it. It's it's nice. It just feels like a bit of a busman's holiday, but I love it. I love being part of the team at That's Football, and I hope to help the lads push on towards 1 million, because I think this channel can do it. I really do. Goldbridge works for him, not the other way around. Well, soon. You know what I mean, man? Soon. Bit by bit, we'll snake our way in here, and it'll be called That's Football with Craig Holden by the time we're finished. Don't worry. How's life? It's good, man. It's good. Free kick, and thank you very much. Oh, Dyer, straight into the keeper's hands. Thank you, Reese 3000, mate. It's good. Thank you for the super chat as well. How could it not be good? I'm sitting here talking to you good people from all around the world, watching football on a Sunday afternoon. Life's good. Life's good, man. Is this game not televised? I can only find Burnley Leeds. Yes, it isn't available to viewers in the UK, shall we say. I've got to be a bit careful here, mate. You know what I mean? Bit of skullduggery going on. Love your style. Wish you the best always. Thank you, Dominic. Very kind of you. Very kind indeed. And thank you for the super chat. For those in the US, Sean Patterson said the match is on Peacock. I can confirm for those in Canada as well that the match is on DAZN. I don't know where else in the world they're showing it. As I said, Peacock there from our friend in America. And somebody else told me it was on DAZN in Canada. Would I want Coutinho? No, not at all. Genuinely, no. He's been out since January. I think he's gone backwards since he left Liverpool. And nobody else wanted to sign him. So I don't see why we'd welcome him back at Liverpool. I just don't think he's up to it, to be honest with you. Do I think Sancho is better than Foden? It's a tough one. It's hard to say, isn't it? Because they're both cracking players. Let's be fair. Sancho's a brilliant footballer. Foden's a brilliant footballer. We've seen Sancho, obviously, with England. We've seen Sancho with Dortmund. I'm looking forward to seeing him in the Premier League. But I don't like to compare like that. I just admit that they're both very good footballers. And if they're at your club, you ain't complaining, are you? Let's be honest. Corner here for Spurs. Headed over the bar again. Who's your top 5 signings for Liverpool this window? Don't have them. I don't think like that, mate. I drive myself demented if I start thinking of who I'd like Liverpool to sign. Specifically 5. Just I'd never expect Liverpool to do that much business. Sincerely, Jeremy Doku, I wouldn't mind before the window closes. Basuma, I wouldn't mind before the window closes. And they're the level of signing, realistically, that I think most Liverpool fans thought we might make in this window. Nobody that I'm aware of really thought that Kylian Mbappe was going to come. We did think at one point, I will admit, I did think we were in the conversations for Sancho, although I always believed United were firm favourites, and that, of course, proved to be the case. But, yeah, look, it is what it is, and it's a bit disappointing, I won't lie. It feels like a bit of an anticlimactical transfer window for us, but it is what it is. There's no point in me sitting here and whinging about it. All I can do is get behind Klopp and the lads and have my say about the owners of my own channel as and when I get the opportunity, which is usually not very, I'm usually not very nice towards them, to be fair, because they've done it. Oh, great ball by Kane to Son in the penalty area. Back to Dele Alli. Ali tries to backheel it and the move breaks down, but fair play, Dele Alli's won it back. Now it's Son, cuts inside, strike. Pulls it wide, drags it, and it goes behind for a goal kick. Honest opinion on my club, Chelsea, this season. Nothing but respect for the squad and the manager, mate. Genuinely. I said it yesterday. When our game with you guys finished and I did my match reaction, everybody was in, whether it be either a Chelsea fan saying they were robbed or a Liverpool fan saying that we blew it. My opinion was that we played the second 45 minutes against an extremely well-drilled Chelsea team that knew what they were at, and you can see why they won the Champions League. I think Chelsea can and will compete across all competitions this season. Genuinely. How could I say anything else? I'd be disingenuous. Just look at the squad. And Thomas Tuchel has made far bigger of an impact than I thought he would. Just wear some reflective glasses so we could watch. I've nearly got caught out with copyright on that before, buddy, with a framed jersey that was behind me on the wall. Ooh. Header back there to the Watford keeper. Nearly left him a little bit short. And thank you for the super chat. Cormac, very kind of you, mate. Watford in possession. 33 minutes, nearly 34 minutes gone here, and it's still Spurs 0, Watford 0. Please feel free to keep us up to date, by the way, with what's going on in the bloody Burnley and Leeds game, if you feel so inclined. Will I ever do a watch along for the old firm? We were considering it today, and if it hadn't been 12 a.m, they're probably, and I call that a.m, by the way, I know it's technically p.m, but we were thinking about it. We just didn't know if the market was there for it. Les Rogers, welcome to the gold level on That's Football, mate. Welcome to the family, as I like to say whenever a new member comes in. It's going to be 0-0. Oh, God, I hope not, mate. I really hope not. Rafinha just missed the sitter. Wow. You'd usually put your house on him to score. He's got a belter of a goal, didn't he, in that 2-2 in the last game. Shiny bridge. Yeah, I got a bit of a, I would say tan yesterday, but it's basically just made me look like Rudolph. So I've got a bit of a sunburn from a few hours in the back garden yesterday. Dele Alli, shot straight down the keeper's throat again. You are a muppet, said Emmett. Yeah, maybe, mate, but I'm a muppet that has over 250,000 followers across social media, whereas you're just a muppet that's just a muppet. So, nah. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. See, I know I'm an idiot, Emmett. I'm very aware of it. Happy to admit it. But for some reason, people seem to like this muppet, mate. Whereas, I don't know about you, but you be you, man. You be you. Oh, I seen that when you're talking about there from Rafinha. I just seen a clip of it here on the platform I'm watching it on. I just seen Rafinha pull it wide to the left post. Oil to get Arsenal back. I don't even think oil could save Arsenal at this point, mate. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if anything is possible. JNOPRDS, thank you for the super chat, dude. Show us your Bamford tattoo. Why on earth would I have a Bamford tattoo? Are you mixing me up with the Irish guy, Michael Ramsey? In which case, that is not him. Although I am recording with Michael. Us Irish have a WhatsApp group. The whole country are in it. And even though Michael lives in England now, we still allow him in the WhatsApp group. I am recording with him actually tomorrow, funnily enough, for my my second channel, Craig Station. Wrong Irish guy. Yep, exactly. He's thinking of Michael Ramsey, which isn't me. But he is a lovely guy, Michael. So he's the Irish fella, and I'm the Irish fella still on the island of Ireland. Think of it that way. He's the Irish fella over in England doing bits, and I'm the Irish fella still on the rock over here in Ireland trying to do bits. I'm going to crack you in my pan. I'll jump back out with a pan and scald you in the face, mate. So look, anything you have to say with your egg jokes, I'm quicker, faster, more wittier, more intelligent and funnier than you will ever be on a keyboard or behind the microphone. So don't waste your time, mate. Just sit back and enjoy the machismo and the magnificence and realise you will never get to this level. So just let me be the brilliance and you sit there at home and just appreciate. If you want to bow, okay, that's your own thing. I'm not going to ask. I'm not going to judge you for bowing to me, mate. That's up to you. But just know your place, little man. Just sit there. The adults are talking. Dele Alli. You're not going to out-banter an Irishman who's nearly 40, who grew up literally being traumatised by your best mates. Do you know what I mean? When you grew up here in Ireland, if you couldn't banter, you're a gunner. Because your best mates are going to kill you and throw you under a bus, like. Literally, I mean, with the banter. So, yeah. It's second nature to us, mate. Do you know what I mean? We use swear words as ways to praise people over here. And if you don't stop, I'll break out Riverdance as well, and I'll hum the music while I'm doing it. Michael Flatley, my cousin. He's not really though. Did I banter Connor? No, he's too young. Connor's the next generation of Irish. They're a little bit more soft than us older Irish. Babe Station. Not quite. Think of it like that, but with moobs, and call it Craig Station, and that's the other channel. But yeah, it was based off Babe Station. It was, think of me on a rug with a phone going. That's basically what it's like, really. Me in the red panties, red panty night over in Craig Station. Leeds game, I believe, is still 0-0 as well, dude. And we are 6 minutes away from half time here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. They really need a better name than that, don't they? I mean, it just doesn't roll off the tongue very well. Bergwijn, left hand side. Thank you, JNOPRDS, again for the super chat, mate. You're very kind. Although you didn't put a comment in, but I do appreciate it. Can I watch your channel while in a restaurant? Of course you can, mate. Tell them to put it on the TV. Give them your phone, whack it in the USB cable, and tell them to put it on all around the restaurant so the whole restaurant can enjoy. I'll even sing and serenade them if they want. Just one cornetto, give it to me. Delicious ice cream from Italy. See? Do you know what I mean? Who wouldn't want that in a restaurant? I'd say, as I sang that, at least 3 proposals probably took place. Predictions for the Jake Paul fight. Do you know, I genuinely don't know. Jake Paul's the naturally bigger lad. Woodley coming off the back of 3 losses, retiring from the UFC. I don't think Jake Paul's going to take a fight he doesn't think he's going to win at this point, so I'd probably edge to Jake Paul. Where can you watch the Spurs match? Where am I, Gaff? Luke, come on. Doors open, mate. Kettle's on. Sabrina! Luke wants a cup of tea. Will you get the kettle on? Good stuff. She's got the kettle on, Luke. It's ready for you, man. Doors open. Come on in. 4 minutes to go. See, this is what you do get in my house, by the way. The whole family are involved, whether they like it or not, in my streams. I'm often just shouting around the house randomly at people. Michael Dubois. Yeah, look, I'll happily talk about boxing forever, mate. If you wanted me to do the entire half time on boxing, you've got it. Because it's my other sport, buddy. So I'm always happy to talk about boxing. Irish hospitality. That's it. You know, the kettle's always on. Always on. Free kick here anyway. 3.5 minutes. Son over it. Gives the signal. Oh, it's 1-0. It's 1-0. Son with the goal. And the goalkeeper has to ask himself questions. Now, it was one of those wide left-hand side where Son whips it into the danger zone. You know, that corridor between the goalkeeper and the 6-yard box. It takes the bounce in the perfect spot just around the 6-yard box. The keeper may be expecting somebody to get a touch. There is no touch, and it is 1-0 to Spurs. And when you see the replay of the goal later on, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It's one of them. And I am a former goalkeeper, so no, look, he's shy. He's shy. Sorry, keeper shit. That's awful. Awful. I mean, fair play to Son. You know, he did what he's supposed to. Into the danger zone, whip on it, but I don't know what the goalkeeper was thinking. But fair play to Son. He gets himself a goal. Spurs are 1-0 up with 2 minutes to go. And the goalkeeper just quite simply has to do better. Yeah, look, again, if you're a Spurs fan, you don't care, you're celebrating. If you're a Watford fan, you have got questions about your keeper in that scenario. They need Ben Foster, absolutely. Get the cycling goalkeeper on there. We'll do a live podcast. Have a live podcast with Ben Foster as he's in goal there. We'll mic him up, even though he's not playing the game, but we'll get him on. Yeah, I mean, if anybody has seen the goal, let me know your thoughts on it, and if you think the goalkeeper should have and could have done better, which I believe he should have. Spurs can win the league. I don't think they can, to be honest, mate. They've done very well in keeping Kane at the club, don't get me wrong, but I still don't think that they're up there at league winning level. I don't even think they'll break top four, to be honest with you. And don't forget, they have the Europa Conference League as this Thursday headache now throughout the season as well, having qualified for the group stages of it. But they've had a great start to the season. If they win this, they are top of the table, 9 out of 9. Oh, look, I'm a moderator now, so I can get rid of anybody that says something mean. That's lovely. That makes my life a lot easier. Regulon cuts back inside. Ball into Son. Oh, did he get a touch? Referee points to the 6-yard box. Harry Kane has a word. I think he's asking for it to be looked at. It wouldn't be a Spurs game without Harry Kane looking for a penalty from somewhere. We'll have to see. I haven't seen the replay of it yet. Anyway, there wasn't many appeals from Son, but let's have a look. It's hard to see anything from that angle. Do you know what? There was a touch, but I don't think enough for a penalty, and the referee agrees with me because play has gone on. It was a very Spursy thing, that wasn't it, in the penalty area, that who instigated the contact? I think that's the big question, isn't it? Spurs are better than Liverpool. Yeah, show us your Champions League there, Michael. I thought so, mate. Now know your place. Show us your Champions League. You had one shot at us, mate. One shot at glory and lifting old big ears, of which we already had 5 of them. You went out there, mate, and what did you do? You bottled it. Whereas we went home, number 6, tucked under the arm to put it in the trophy cabinet with the many, many other trophies. But you're still whinging about it, mate. Calling us Loserpool. That's the level you're at, is it? It's about the level of your club, mate, to be honest. Your banter is about the level of your club. That's an awful ball in from Watford. We're 1 minute of additional time added on. We're almost at the end of that 1 minute. Spurs are on the attack now. Ali carries it forward, goes out to Son. Son down the line. Pull back again. Ball in. Headed away. Or chested down, actually. Good clearance. The referee has he blown up for half-time? He has indeed. It is half-time, ladies and gentlemen. The score is Spurs 1, Watford 0 at the end of the first half at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Son with the goal. A free kick that was put into the corridor of danger, as we say. And it bounced just before the keeper. And then once it bounced, the keeper was in a whole world of trouble. And it curled into the far corner. So Spurs go into break 1-0 up. Thoughts on Villa? Very good business, Aston Villa, what they've done. Obviously losing Grealish was going to be tremendously hard. They got huge money from. I think they've invested it wisely in the players that they've brought in Buendia, obviously in Danny Ings and Leon Bailey. And I think Villa are a club that are looking to obviously establish themselves in the top half and push for those European places. So I think Dean Smith and his team are doing very well. Was your dad into football? Not into football? Not particularly, no. He coached my team growing up, but I think that was more just as a loving father thing rather than, when I was growing up, he didn't have a team. He wasn't really into football. He kind of took Villa on as his team, I think just out of awkwardness, but no, wasn't a massive football fan. And I've no brothers or sisters, so kind of fell into the old football world myself. What's the score in the Leeds game? Hang on, dude, 1 second. Let me just check that for you. 0-0. 0-0 there, and they're in the 3rd minute of additional time at the end of the first half. Predictions for the United game. It's at Molineux, isn't it? 2-1 or 3-1 to United, I think. I think United win, but I think Wolves will score. So 2-1 or 3-1 to United. Will Ronaldo play? Well, no, because he's not registered, nor is he a United player technically yet. I don't know if they've lodged that paperwork in yet. They've got the agreement, he's doing the medical, all that, but look, Goldbridge would be far more up to date on that type of stuff than I would, so we'll leave that chat to Mr. Goldbridge on the United stand later on. Score predictions for the Ireland game. I'd be lying to you, mate, if I said I wasn't a bit worried about the potential of that being a bit of a kicking. I just hope we can keep it respectable. And I don't know what else to say past that, because it's in the Algarve against Portugal, World Cup qualifier, with the depth of talent that Portugal have: Jota, Silva, Ronaldo, to name three of God knows how many talented players. Sanchez, they have a great squad, don't they? So it'll be a difficult task for Stephen Kenny and the lads, but we'll be watching it here on That's Football on Wednesday, so I hope you can join us for that. I think it's going to be myself and Mark Goldbridge for that one. Nobody cares about Ireland. Well, Ireland isn't a country, you dumb git. Try and spell our country's name correctly. And of course people care about Ireland, Paul, because without any Ireland you wouldn't have your Wayne Rooneys or your Roy Keanes or your Dennis Irwins. And I say Rooney because where the fuck do you think that name comes from, mate? It's not the most English sounding of names, Rooney, is it? So show some respect to our little island, mate, because everybody cares about it, because everybody loves us, because we're only bleeding marvellous. Barry's or Lions? I drink coffee, mate, not tea. So, if I was to drink it, Barry's. What about West Ham? Doing really well again. Cracking start to the season under David Moyes. Who would have seen that 2-2 at Watford yesterday? I mean, I didn't think Watford had... Or not Watford, Palace, excuse me. I didn't think Palace had it in them. But, yeah, again, David Moyes and that West Ham team are doing really well. Mikel Antonio started the season on fire. He's just a real handful, isn't he, Antonio? I really like Antonio, to be fair. And again, I find that more insulting than anything you have to say about me. Talking about my country like that, mate, you're more likely to get booted out of the chat for slagging Ireland than slagging me. Trust me, I'm a very proud Irishman. Thoughts on Brighton? Great manager in Graham Potter. Play a very attacking style of football. I've a lot of time for Graham Potter in the way he likes to play. And Brighton have some very good footballers with a mixture of, obviously, the likes of Lallana in there for some established pros, some seasoned veterans in and around the ground with some good youngsters. Tariq Lamptey, what a signing he was from Chelsea as well from them. And look, will they keep Basuma past Tuesday? We'll have to wait and see, won't we? Don't care, kick me. You obviously do care, which is why you're looking for attention, mate, and jumping up and down like a petulant little child in the chat. But it's alright, mate. You go on ahead with your little xenophobic nonsense. And I'll just sit here, being Irish, magnificent. It's beautiful. You'd love to be Irish, mate. Tell the truth. What's your ideal breakfast meal? I only eat one meal a day, so I don't eat breakfast. 2 cups of coffee. That's my ideal breakfast meal. You live in Ireland now then, mate? I've always lived in Ireland. I've never lived anywhere else, dude. Born and raised here. Probably gonna move to the UK in about... My daughter's sitting her final exams. We call it the leaving certificate here in Ireland. And she's gone into her last year in secondary school now. And I have a 9-year-old autistic son called Lucas, and he's still in primary school. So... in all probability, once my daughter finishes her leaving certificate and maybe move towards college, we'll probably move to the UK. As a family, we'll probably move over to the UK. We just need to time it right because, we need stability to make sure our daughter can, concentrate and fully focus on her final exams. What channel is the game on? I can tell you that in America it's on Peacock apparently, in Canada it's on DAZN, and in other parts of the world I'm not quite sure. Do I like County Sligo? I got my first ever Liverpool jersey in County Sligo, amazingly enough, in a weird way. I don't know how that ended up to be the case, but it was. We were away for a weekend, and it was my birthday weekend. And my dad bought me the grey flecky candy shirt. And he brought me into the sports shop and he said, son, it's your birthday, pick a top or something. And I went in and I got the grey candy shirt. So yeah, weirdly I got my first Ireland shirt about 31 years ago. Or Liverpool shirt, sorry, but 31 years ago. Heung-min Son, give me them points. Yeah, he's always good for some points, isn't he, in FPL? Is this real live? Real live? Against fake live? We are live, if that's what you mean. You and Goldbridge should do the football challenge. You're saving all the shots. Oh, you know, we may do a few bits and pieces like that going forward. You know, there's a lot of stuff we want to do, of course, on That's Football, and I'm sure he wants to do on the United Stand, and of course I want to do an Anfield Agenda, but we're still all playing catch up in the world, aren't we, after all the COVID stuff, and yeah, we're just getting back to some forms of normality now. How did you end up supporting Liverpool? Probably one of the most common questions I'm asked, and it actually came off the back of a loss. You remember the time Arsenal came to Anfield, won 2-0 with a really late goal that won them the First Division title? That night was the night I started supporting Liverpool, because I was a child. My mum and dad were the friends of theirs having a few cans on a takeaway, and I was watching that game and I was just mesmerised by Anfield. And even though Liverpool lost that night, I just fell in love, and that was it. I've supported Liverpool ever since. Is Mundo Sporto dead? It has been rejigged to Craig Station, and I will be doing some sports content on there, some interviews on there. So as an example, I'm recording with the Irish guy, Michael Ramsey, tomorrow. I've got Gary Spike O'Sullivan, who's an Irish boxer. I drove down to Cork, an Irish middleweight champion, spoke with him during the week. Goldbridge will be coming across to Craig Station for a non-football based interview and chat. I've had the Pie Face on there. I've had Al Foran on there recently. I've got a few more interviews lined up as well. And I've got a special good news show I'm working on as well. So, yeah, it has kind of been killed, but it's been replaced. It's been renamed, rebranded to Craig Station. Jimmy Owen, best thing out of Ireland, funny as hell. I'm the best thing out of Ireland, mate. It goes me, Katie Taylor, McGregor, anybody else. But, you know, I accept the love, and thank you for the super chat. Dave Lister, great watch along. Nice one, mate. Thank you, Dave. Much love to you, dude. Glad you're enjoying it. Mundo Sporto was dead without your personality. Well, it is my channel, and it isn't dead. It's just called Craig Station now. So there still will be sports on there, and there still will be reactions to other bits and pieces. It's just kind of been, you know, bobbing along at the minute because I haven't had time. Between That's Football, Anfield Agenda being really, really busy. We're putting out more content than ever on there, and a few other bits and pieces. I just haven't had the time. So it'll be back bouncing soon enough, but I'm glad you haven't forgotten about us over there, so thank you. Where do I rank Salah and Liverpool legends? Top 5, and do you think Mo's the best winger in Premier League history? God, look, it's one of those, isn't it, where it's a personal thing. So I don't want to rank Mo until Mo's finished, if that makes any sense. So when Mohamed Salah's time at Liverpool is over, then we reflect on Mohamed Salah's time. Mohamed Salah will go down as a Liverpool idol, and rightly so. A Liverpool great. His goal scoring has been phenomenal. But what I always like to remind people in all of these chats as well is about Jordan Henderson and what Jordan Henderson has done at this football club, or at our football club. You know, he's the only Liverpool captain to ever lift a league title, a Premier League, and a Club World Cup, and a Super Cup. And in such a prestigious club, of course, the Club World Cup was only around X amount of time, but he was the first captain to have done it. So, yeah. What's your thoughts on Becky Lynch? She's the man. Simple as that. Becky Lynch is brilliant. And, yeah, always delighted to see my fellow countrymen and women doing well in whatever their chosen profession is, and Becky Lynch is representing in the WWE alongside Sheamus, of course, as well. I hate Liverpool. Alright, mate, well done. I'm glad you got that off your chest, Alec. What place do you think Liverpool finished in the league? I think I went with third in my predictions at the start of the season. So yeah, I'll probably stay with that. I think we'll go on a good European Cup run. You know, I always want the Champions League ahead of anything else. I'm a bit different from maybe other Liverpool fans who are a bit more obsessed with catching United's league titles of 20. I'm not so bothered about it. I just want us to win European Cups, to be honest. Why can't we just bid 50 million for Rafinha? Hate FSG. Well, look, mate, you along with the rest of us, Max, are frustrated with FSG's lack of transfer activity. I don't, I can't answer your question with anything other than I agree with you that we should be looking to bring in another attacker, mate. And, who that attacker should be, I believe Jurgen Klopp should be making that decision. But it is frustrating, and I get a hint of frustration from Klopp over the situation. Messi or Ronaldo? Look, I've always been very honest about this. I'm Team Messi in that scenario. I've always been. But I look at it in two ways. I think Messi is the more naturally gifted footballer. But Cristiano Ronaldo, I think, has worked harder at his craft and made more sacrifices and dedicated himself more than any other footballer. So I know people are Ronaldo mainly in this chat, but I'm Messi. But I appreciate the both of them. They're the best two players of our generation. And, it's one of these you can't win arguments. Do you know what I mean? Whatever I say, you'll have a counter. Whatever you say, I'll have a counter. But I go back to what I said earlier on. Ronaldo and Messi, how many youngsters have these guys inspired to lace up a pair of boots? How many kids have fallen in love with the sport because of a Ronaldo moment or a Messi moment? And that's where the great impact and the beauty of these guys is. It's in that next generation of football players and fans that they inspire around the world. The eyes that they bring to the sport from maybe people who never had interest in it before. That's the way I try to look at Ronaldo and Messi rather than the simple, who's better. Because they're both great. They should both be recognised for what they've achieved in the game. Ever been to Bray? Mate, I lived 3 miles down the road and went out to play in Star Amusements, played snooker out there when I was ditching school quite a lot. So yes, mate, I've been to Bray a lot. I lived in Bray at one point when I first moved out of home. Well, just after my first move out of home. On a scale of 10 to 10, how much do I hate Manchester City? 11. See, this is weird because I've nothing against City fans. The real ones, not the ex-Chelsea ones, the real ones. I've nothing against them. The ones that filled out Main Road when they were down for the divisions, hardcore City fans, but they aren't what they proclaim to be around the world. They haven't got the fan base they have. Look, don't get me into it because I'll end up getting in trouble on Mark's channel and I don't want to do that. Thoughts on Conor McGregor's loss? Banjoed his leg. What can I say? Nobody knows what would have happened, but what we do know is he banjoed his leg and he collected the L. Other than that, there's not really anything to say. Am I British? No, I'm Irish. I don't live in Wales, Scotland, England, or Northern Ireland. I live in the Republic. Therefore, I am very much Irish. La 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 la. What a goal from Sonny. I think, fair play to Son, but I think it was awful goalkeeping, mate, if I'm being honest with you. Am I going to watch the Jake Paul fight tonight? Yeah, I probably will. If I'm being honest with you, Dylan, mate, I probably will. Conor was getting his butt kicked. I don't think he was, really, to be honest, Carl. But look, as much as it is an irrelevant conversation because at the end of the day, Poirier got the win. He's got the 2 wins in the trilogy. McGregor picked up the first win, Poirier the next 2. And he moves on for a shot at the title, probably in a deserved shot. So, I'm not beating this over. I'm more of a boxing fan than a UFC fan. So, thoughts on CM Punk in AEW? Yeah, I mean, what a big addition back to wrestling CM Punk is. And I was a huge wrestling fan as a child growing up. And getting CM Punk back in there is... I've heard some people describe it as one of the biggest things of the last 10 to 15 years in wrestling. Favourite Oasis song? I Hope I Think I Know. And then... what would I go after? I Hope I Think I Know. Champagne Supernova. That'd be the top 2. Yeah. I was humming and hawing there. But yeah, I Hope I Think I Know and Champagne Supernova. Thoughts on the Jake Paul fight? It's going to be interesting. UEFA Champions League winner prediction. Oh man, it's so hard to predict, isn't it? I think it'll be an English club. We all hope that English club isn't the blue half of Manchester, of course. I think we can all agree on that one. But yeah, I think it'll be an English club. I don't think PSG will win it. I think, karma will help us stop PSG from winning it. Right, we are on the way in the second half. Spurs with that 1-goal lead. Son with the free kick. And let's see if Watford have any. I've actually tipped Watford for relegation this season. Watford, Burnley, and Norwich, I think, were my relegation picks. Can Chelsea go back to back? Yes, they're capable of it. Absolutely. You look at City, unfortunately, and they could do it. You look at Chelsea, they could absolutely do it. You look at United with Ronaldo in there, with Varane, with Sancho. United are a club, big European nights. That's what they're made for as well. And you look at Liverpool, and I say the very same thing. We could do it as well. It's always a difficult competition to predict because, one red card in a knockout tie or, a dodgy decision and you could be out. But I do think it'll be an English club. I think that we have the strongest league in the world right now in the Premier League. Don't forget Arsenal. Yeah, can't wait for that Amazon Prime series, the All or Nothing, that should be retitled All for Nothing. It's just going to be hilarious. They're going to have to reclassify it as a comedy because it's going to be just brilliant. If the final was PSG versus Manchester City, who would you want to win it? I wouldn't even watch it, to be honest with you, mate. And I'm being deadly serious. I would refuse in my head to acknowledge the winner. Ball in. Cleared, looking for Harry Kane. Son wins the second ball. Into Dele Alli. Headed away by Watford. Spurs recycle possession. They move it across to Davinson Sanchez. He switches it out left hand side. Spurs started brightly here in the second half. Ball in. Looking for Son. Couple of ricochets. It's blocked down and it goes to the Watford keeper. Thoughts on the Liverpool-Chelsea game? I thought it was a fair result. I thought the red card destroyed the game. And I mean that for both teams. It was left to, can we break down Chelsea? And look, I know Lukaku had a good opportunity that Matip blocked in the second half. But I feel it would have been a better game, a better spectacle. If, the penalty was a penalty, the red card, by the rule of the law, was correct. I think by the spirit of the game and what we all felt, it was very harsh. Red card never even entered my head when the incident happened. But I think a draw was a fair result. I think Chelsea showed why they have such a good record under Thomas Tuchel and they concede so few goals. They defended deeply and very well and we just weren't able to break them down. Who will replace Hendo if he leaves? You guys probably won't like me saying this, but I am very confident that Liverpool will sign Jude Bellingham. I know United fans know that United were in from before he went to Dortmund and will probably feel that he may go back in from again. But just remember that you had so many little agents working on Jadon Sancho, remember in the England camps and stuff, and it was always kind of known that's probably where Sancho would go. I think it's the same with Bellingham. I think Hendo's been working on him. I've seen Bellingham speaking about Liverpool as well. And I think, look, I know it'll cost a lot of money. And I believe will sell one of our front three next year to pay for it. But I think Calvin Phillips wouldn't be a bad shout as well. But he is irreplaceable. He's a leader. And one thing that people don't recognise enough about Hendo is, we nearly got rid of him for Clint Dempsey to Fulham. Just imagine that had have happened. How Liverpool's history may have changed. And Jordan Henderson is a beautiful example of never giving up and always looking to improve and fighting for your place. Do I watch rugby? Not really. A little bit. Wish Dortmund weren't such a transitional club where players can only play for a year or two and then move to a bigger club. Yeah, but it's a brilliant model. I mean, you might say you wish they weren't, and I get it, but it's a very clever model that they've established. You know, they get the use of some very good players for 2 or 3 years. They get huge paydays when they move on, which allows them to sort of compete with Bayern Munich. But yeah, it's a nice little niche they've carved out for themselves there. Have I ever lived in Derry? No, mate, I have never lived in Derry. Do I watch Gaelic? Yeah, little bits and pieces, man, but not religiously. I was very surprised and happy for Tyrone yesterday, though. Beating Kerry in extra time like that. I mean, Mayo Tyrone final is probably not the final we predicted from those two semis, but you know you have to say both teams deserving of it. Watford clear. What do you reckon, folks? Can they get back into it? 40 minutes left to go. Do I like F1? Not so much. My son loves it. My son absolutely loves it. What do I think of the situation in Northern Ireland? I don't talk politics, mate. This isn't a politics channel. This is a football channel. I don't get into politics and religion. Two things I stay clear of because I'm not qualified to speak about either. Ever been to a barber's? No, mate, never. I was bald, grown bald, born bald, and just stayed that way. What is a barber's? Could you explain to me what it is, mate? I don't understand it. Feel free to explain it, mate. A barber's? Are going to? Oh, do you regular people have to go out to others? Ooh, how grimy. Us influencers have people come in and do all the stuff for us. Oh, you have to go places. Ooh, but the great unwashed. Oh, God, that must be hard for you. No, I just click my fingers and people appear, mate. Interesting one, though. Fair enough. Please invite HITC. I'm talking to Michael Ramsey on Craig Station, my own channel. I'm recording with him tomorrow. Watford, oh, that's a good chance, you know. Again, they couldn't get over the top of the ball. Ball pulled back, edge of the box. Kuko running in late, couldn't get his knee over the top of the ball to keep it down and blares it over the bar. Another half chance wasted. Humpty Dumpty, yeah mate, that's what your mum loves to call me. Humpty Dumpty. She says, come over here and sit in me lap, Humpty Dumpty. And I said, be careful, love, you'll fall for me hard. Big love from Australia. Thank you, Shiro. Right back to you. Big love from Ireland. We are 4:53 minutes into this one, folks. Still 1-0. Son's goal in the first half. Have I visited any countries? No, they come to me. You know, if I want to go to Spain or ring Spain, and no, of course, yeah. I love travelling. I'm going over to Leeds next weekend for the Josh Warrington Mauricio Lara fight. Obviously with Katie Taylor on the undercard as well. I'm very much looking forward to it. A little family holiday booked in Spain in October as well. Ball in, Watford! How have they not equalised? They're appealing, but again, another good chance for Watford goes a-begging. And one of the players about to go into the book now. I think it's Sissoko, yeah, it is Sissoko. Goes into the book for stopping a counter-attack, but that was a very good opportunity for Watford to equalise. Thoughts on the NFL? Oh man, I'm a full NFL convert, mate. I fell in love. I started watching it loosely about 2 years ago, but last year I watched as much of the NFL campaign as I could, and I have to say I absolutely love it now. I absolutely love it. I can understand the sport better now than I did. Of course, I'm still not up on it all fully, but yeah, I'm a huge NFL viewer now. Definitely, I've been won over. Love from Nepal. Thank you, Nasheev. Love right back to you. Watford hooked the ball away. Mark McSherry, thank you for the super chat, dude. Hope you're well. Have I ever been to Cork? I was there on Wednesday, mate. I was interviewing Gary Spike O'Sullivan down in Cork on Wednesday. 6-hour round trip from my gaff up and back. Watford are a dreadful watch, said Lesnide. Yeah, they are. That's why I tipped them for relegation, mate. And maybe Cisco to be the first manager sacked. Tong, 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 tong. Can't say that name without thinking of the song, can you? Thoughts on NBA? I wouldn't be a viewer, mate. I appreciate the greatness, but I just wouldn't be a viewer. How old is your son? My son is 9 and my daughter 17. It's too stop-start for me, somebody said. I was that way for a while, but it won me over. I just have to say, I do love NFL now. I really, really do. And I very much enjoy watching it, and I'm looking forward to it being back. How long till Arteta gets the sack? Do you know what, Bobby? I'll be really honest with you, dude. I think as much as Arteta is likely going to get the sack, Eddie should be the first one out the door. Whoever's signing off on that transfer business, and, you know, Eddie being the sporting director at Arsenal, I think he deserves to get the boot first, if I'm being honest with you. Greetings from Gorey, County Wexford. Greetings back to you from Gorey, County Wexford, David, which of course you probably know is the town I live in as well. Referee just having a little word here. There was a corner to Spurs and Sanchez is in the 6-yard box and the ref's just having a little word before the corner comes in. What do I like about the NFL? The accuracy, the tactical side of it. Ball in, flicked on, unlucky. That was a well-worked routine. Davison Sanchez got a flick, but went over the top of the Watford keeper's bar. Thoughts of Liverpool winning the league? Unlikely. I'd say we'll be in the top 4 challenging, but I'm not arrogant enough to sit here and think, oh, we're definitely going to win the league. You know, we'll be there or thereabouts. A signing or two more and I would have been a bit more confident. Greetings from Ethiopia. How are you, dude? Lots of love over to you. Alright, KRG. I've answered that 3 times now. Once more with the same comment and you're getting timed out for spamming, dude. Kane now turns, heavy touch, allows Watford to clear. Little ball out right hand channel, away goes Watford. Mr. Sissoko, ball into the box, again well defended by Spurs. Spurs hang on here, they will be 9 points out of 9, sitting top of the Premier League. Did I play football when I was younger, and for who? I did play, Mark, yes, I was a goalkeeper. I played for Valeview and Shankill. I played for St Joseph's Boys in Sallynoggin, and I played for Rangers, they were called, in Bushy Park. Thoughts on the AFL? I've genuinely, other than when we have the International Rule Series between Ireland and Australia, I've never seen any AFL at all, mate. Do I watch cricket? No. Sean Dyche impression. I'm not Goldbridge, mate. I don't do Sean Dyche impressions. I don't do impressions at all. I say stupid stuff. That definitely happens. Just don't do impressions. What NFL team do I support? The Green Bay Packers. Ball in from Son again. Headed away. Again, Dele Alli loses it, but Son picks up the loose ball. Strike! Straight into the keeper's arms. Good strike from distance there from Son, but just straight at the keeper. Again, ladies and gentlemen, just a reminder, I hope you are enjoying the stream, but please do hit that subscribe button and drop a like on the video. Keep your comments coming in. Obviously, I want to help and try and push the team on That's Football along as far as I can. So if you do have a second, please do, bottom right hand corner, hit that subscribe button. Great job. Keep up the amazing work. Much love. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thoughts about James' red card? Personally, I think, it was harsh. None of us thought red card at first. We thought penalty. But having spoken to referees since, it is the rules of the game. And, for me, a penalty would have been enough. But, I suppose my thoughts are irrelevant, really. It was Anthony Taylor that made that decision. I thought it was a nailed on penalty, but I think the red card ruined the game as a spectacle. Great host on the show. Love your vibes. Thank you, buddy. Very kind of you. Really appreciate the kind feedback. Top person. Don't know if you're a man or a woman. That's why I said top person. Top 3 favourite sports in order. Football, boxing, darts. In that order. You should do AFL's biggest hits. Anthony Taylor is a poor referee. I absolutely agree with you, mate. No doubt about it. Most of the referees in the Premier League are shocking. I think, for a league that has so much money behind it, so much power, I'm never ever ceases to amaze me how crap the referees are in the league. Do I think Chelsea can win the league? Of course, yeah, absolutely. They're well capable of doing it. Darts was a surprise. Why? I have a dartboard set up in my kitchen. My dad was won many darts trophies. No, he wasn't a pro or anything like that. He'd be a good pub standard player when he was alive. And something I've always just had as a little bit of relaxation hobby. I'm no good at it, never mind. But yeah, I enjoy the darts. I've been to a fair few darts events as well. And I always look forward to Christmas time and the World Championships. Opinions on Ronaldo. What else is there to say? It's Ronaldo. I don't know what else to say to you, man. Him and Messi have defined a generation of football, haven't they? So, glad he didn't end up at City like most other people in the world, because it felt grimy. It felt really grimy to me that Messi ended up at PSG. Burnley have scored in that game. Looks like we do have an equaliser. Or not an equaliser, an opener, excuse me. Burnley have taken the lead against Leeds. Yep, spot on. It is 1-0 to Burnley. That is a massive shock there. Sean Dyche's men taking the lead against Leeds. Wow. Bloody Burnley. Bloody Burnley. That's my best. That's my best Goldbridge impression of Goldbridge doing an impression. Have I been to Nepal? No, I haven't had the pleasure yet. Chris Wood with the goal, by the way, for Burnley in that game. I've got Wood, Dyche, said Reese. Right, corner here. To Watford. Signal given. 62 minutes on the clock. Ball in. It's cleared by Spurs. Watford win back the second ball. They work it out right hand side. Sissoko tries to strike and it may have just landed inside the stadium. May not have. If you see a ball out in the road, let me know. Have I been to Dubai? Not yet, but I definitely want to go, mate. Definitely. Where's Mark? Obviously getting ready for the United game against Wolves, so we'll be on the United stand. Thoughts on United's chances of winning the Premier League this season? Again, I think everybody in the top 4 can stake a claim. And by top 4, I mean last season's top 4, who I think will be this season's top 4 as well. But realistically, I would say City and Chelsea are probably the 2 favourites for the league title. And I'm saying this as a Liverpool fan. But, it can be unsettled. And it's going to be a long season with ups and downs and injuries and decisions we all agree with and disagree with. And I think it's going to be a much closer title race than it has been in years gone by, involving more teams. And I think that makes it more enjoyable for everybody, really. Who's in your top 4? Same as last year. I don't see anybody breaking the top 4. I still think it'll be the same 4 teams that ended up in it last season. Don't underestimate Liverpool. I'm a Liverpool fan, mate. Do you seriously think I underestimate my own team? I'd just like us to, go under the radar, go about our business. Seeing the Burnley goal here now, ball in. Striked, it's blocked, and it tiddled. That's an awful bit of goalkeeping. And I said before that I don't rate that Leeds keeper, and I couldn't believe they're giving him a new contract. And yet again, it's a simple goal for Burnley. And Leeds keeper should have done infinite. Look at, it's a tiddler. Oh, I'm being harsh. I didn't see the little tip in. Sorry, I'm being harsh on the Leeds keeper here. I didn't see that Wood got a little nick on it just before to put him off. But yeah, it was Chris Wood with the goal. Hernandez now on for Watford, substitution. Cuco Hernandez. But it is 1-0 to Burnley anyway in the other game. Do I think LFC are 3 injuries away from 5th? No. Last season was an anomaly and we still finished 3rd with no centre-backs really and a load of other injuries and just an awful season. You know, and that was us being extremely naive in not replacing Lovren with another centre-back, and Van Dijk and Gomez being out for the entire season pretty much. So no, I don't think we're 3 injuries away from finishing 5th. I think we're 3 injuries away maybe from finishing 4th, but I don't think, I can't, honestly, call me arrogant, but I don't see a way we don't finish in that top 4. And that's not good enough, by the way. Top 4 isn't good enough. It shouldn't be good enough. The aim should be, and the ambition from the owners should be, to try and want to win. And to do that, they need to show some more ambition and back the manager. How many kids do I have? 2. Nor will I ever have any more. Ball in. Oh, blocked. A little bit of a ricochet. Watford win the second ball though. Well, no. I was going to say they tried to play it out to Harry Kane, but Watford have it back. What's your go-to takeaway? Pizza. Probably, mate. Pizza. Again, Watford trying to play their way into this, but look, silly things like that has allowed Son to counter now. Spurs getting bodies forward. Kane right hand side pulls it back. Oh, it should have been 2-0. It was a lovely sweeping move by Spurs. Started with Son winning the ball. They tried to foul him. He managed to stay in it free. Kept going. Rolled it out right hand side to Harry Kane. Kane played a good early ball. Lovely third man run on the edge of the box here from Dele Alli. If you'll see him coming into screen. Pulled back. He tries to steer it into the far corner, but it ends up the wrong side of the goalkeeper's right hand post. And you have to say, that should be 2-0 to Spurs. Dele Alli, it was a great move, great counter-attacking piece of football by Spurs, and Dele Alli pulls his shot just wide. Still 1-0. Berg went off now to be replaced by Lucas Moura. Substitution for Spurs. Thoughts on the Ronaldo number 7 situation? I don't know the situation. The only thing I'd seen was somebody said to me last night that Mark was annoyed because he wasn't getting the number 7. I don't know what the situation is about it. Now, obviously, I know Cavani currently holds the number 7 shirt at United, but you guys are going to have to fill me in on that one. I don't like crumbed ham, Brian. I'm not a fan, mate. You know, give me normal ham. I'm not a fan of crumbed ham. I have very strong feelings about crumbed ham, mate. Spurs now on the attack looking for a second. Does that go behind for a corner? I think it has, you know. Yeah, Andre Mariner's pointed out for a corner. KFC or McDonald's? Oh, KFC, man. KFC. You get a good KFC wins, but I'm not. I know, look at me like I'm a big chubby git and all, but I don't really eat many takeaways like that. The Liverpool game was class. I really wish I had been 11-on-11, mate. I think it would have made for a much better second half all around. Would I rate Thiago as a success at Liverpool? Well, why would I rate Thiago when he still has 3 years left to go? So I rate Thiago when his time at Liverpool's over. Strike. Oof. Again, we got a good deal when we bought Thiago, to be fair. Like, 25 million for Thiago. 5 million up front, 5 million a season for 4 seasons. Obviously on top of his wages. But, you know, we've seen glimpses, but we haven't seen the best of him yet. Is Liverpool buying anyone? Your guess is as good as mine, dude. Well, it's not. I do have a little bit of information, but I saved that stuff for Anfield Agenda. I'm not giving out my Liverpool information over on the old At Football. No, you got to come over to Anfield Agenda tonight to find out any Liverpool information. Should be live tonight at some point, probably about 8:45 or so. Kane spins into the channel, sends it down to Son. He goes back out left-hand side. 20 minutes to go here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Still Spurs lead by a 1-0. Will Spurs win the league? Come on, mate. I'm trying to be nice because you're a Tottenham fan, but come on. I mean, you don't even believe that. Let's be honest. They'll do well. And they might upgrade from the Conference League into the Europa League next season, but I don't think, they've got a great start. And 9 points out of 9, look, you got to give credit, but I don't think they'll win the league. Anfield agenda is better than Redmen, in my opinion, said Reese. Thank you. Actually, I have to give the Redmen lads a shout out. They sent they wrote a book actually on Henderson, a couple of lads at Redmen, and sent it over to us. Along with a DVD of the documentary they made about it. So I must have a proper look through that and give them a proper shout out on it. But I'm glad you enjoy our content, dude. There's lots of good football fan content out there, and I think there's something for everybody's tastes. Lucas Moura now. Ball across. Ooh, Watford keeper gets a touch in it and it goes behind for a Spurs corner. How are Watford playing? They've showed glimpses of attacking threat, but they've never looked clinical, if you get where I'm coming from. They look like a team that has a lot of power and pace, but not a lot of finesse. That's probably how I describe it. Do I like James Redmond? I don't know him. I mean, we follow each other on Twitter, but I've never had a conversation with him. He seems like a good lad. Ball in. Out to Son now. He just about manages to keep it in play. Reguilon. Sanchez. Dele Alli. He's fouled. Yeah, I did think that was a foul as well, to be fair. Some Watford players weren't happy, but I thought first impressions it was a foul on Dele Alli. Sync, please. Mate, look at the clock. See the clock here. Above live match watch-along. That's where you sync to. I know sometimes when we're on StreamYard we don't have a clock, but there is one here, so easiest for you to sync to that one. Do I like Tanganga? Yes. I think he's a very talented youngster, and that documentary that Spurs made, Tanganga was a part of it, and it was good to hear his story actually. Do I know Cop TV? Done one video once with isn't it Alex? I think the guy who runs Cop TV, if my memory's correct. I always try and do stuff with lots of, as a community, I think it's important that we all do stuff with some smaller channels and, try and help each other out along the way, I think. And I remember doing a video on Cop TV at one point. The sync is not correct. What the fuck do you want me to do about it? Sync it to that clock or don't, mate. I'm not here to pander to you. The clock's there. If you don't think it's correct, I don't know, do something else. I don't know what to say to you, mate. The sync isn't correct. Oh, hang on a minute till I just get out the fucking time machine and just go back here and make it sure that it suits Mr. Man over there and wherever he is, Will. Do I know Toffee TV? I know that they exist. Have we got a place to connect to this? Is the game of do you know all the other YouTube channels? I know they exist, but they wouldn't be my go-to for Everton content. I had somebody else that I would work with regards to Everton stuff. Throw in here to Spurs right hand side, heading towards the final 15 minutes. Still just 1-0. The United team news is out, by the way. Any United fans in the chat that wants to lash it in, feel free. Do I know Mark Goldbridge? No, I don't know. Is he now? I've heard he's all right, that Goldbridge lad. I don't know him, but no, of course I do. He's a good lad, Mark. Can Spurs finish top four? I don't expect them to, but again, you've got to respect the start that they've had here. If they hang on, get to 3 points, 9 from 9, you can't ask for more than that. I just think, with the Europa Conference League and all that headache, I think it will be, I think it'll be too much for them. I think they'll finish maybe 5th, 6th. Do you know Steve, that kid? Nah, just kidding. Cheers for the super chat, mate. Do I know that's football? Do I know it? I am it. You know what I mean, mate? You know what I mean? I'm not touching the Mendy stuff, mate. There's an ongoing police investigation and legal proceedings there. I'm not touching that. I'll leave that to the police to sort out. Thoughts on Fred? That he's a Fred? I don't know what to say. I tried to be respectful. I wouldn't rate him that highly, if I'm being honest with you. How are Spurs doing? They're doing okay. It's 1-0, but it's been a game that's had a lot of attacking threat, but not a lot of attacking quality in the game. Watford now again, right hand side, ball into the box. It's overhit. Can they manage to keep it in? Yes, they just about do. Left hand side. I mean, I imagine they're going to push and push and push here and search, and maybe Spurs will be able to find that second. I have a feeling there's another goal in this game. Are Grealish and Rice rats, or is that Northern Ireland? No, it was the Republic of Ireland, but look, they made their decisions. I'm not here to judge other people, mate. That's well, I kind of am here to judge other people, to be honest with you. But the situation is what it is. They did it all within the rules. They declared and played for England. We move on. I don't like hold grudges or do stuff like that. I've got no time for negativity. I try and be positive in what I do. Will the Super League appear again this season? I think a lot will depend, of course, on what the Court of Appeals in Luxembourg has to say. So we know that the 17th Court in Madrid backed the Super League thing, saying that UEFA had a monopoly or were monopolising football in Europe, and that the Super League were within their rights. Now that was, of course, in my opinion, a friendly court to Florentino Perez. Whereas I think the Court of Appeals in Luxembourg, UEFA are far more confident that they'll win that and that the Super League will be put to bed. And then if that's the case, it becomes really interesting, because you look at the three clubs who've refused to step away from the project in Juventus, in Barcelona and Real Madrid, and you wonder what punishment, if UEFA win this battle, they will dish out to them, because they will have to do something. The clubs that walked away got their slap on the wrist and fines and had to do all the other stuff. But what makes this really interesting to me is, let's say Mbappe goes to Real Madrid, which is entirely possible, and Real Madrid get booted out of the Champions League for 2 seasons, which isn't out of the question in the long-term project here. If the Super League is dead and buried, and they have refused to walk away, and Florentino Perez has been as outspoken as he has, it's not out of the question. Will UEFA or FIFA or UEFA, will they have the cojones to do that to such a marquee player or such a huge historic club? I'm intrigued by it all, and I hope it. We all want a happy medium. None of us want a closed shop where there's a Super League clubs can't get into and for the greater good nonsense that they came up with. They did it on the sly. They tried to pull the wool over all of our eyes as football fans. And I'm glad that everybody came together and told them where they could stick their Super League. Princeton Pinto, welcome to Go Level, mate. Welcome to the membership on That's Football. Great to have you with us. Thank you very much, sir. United 3, Wolves 1, said Sam Tracy. I think that's probably about right, mate. I think, yeah. What's your opinion on the Scots? Again, I don't have an opinion on a whole nationality of people, buddy. I take everybody at individual face value. I like everybody usually, me. I'm a lovable old scamp. Ten minutes to go in this one at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Still Spurs 1, Watford 0. And in the other game, it's still Burnley 1, Leeds 0 as well. Chris Wood with that goal. Celtic or Rangers, neither for me, dude. I'd probably be more Aberdeen just to be awkward. DJ JJ, yes mate, you can get a shout out. How are you? Thanks for being with us. I hope you're well. Albie says you're my idol. I shouldn't be anybody's idol. You know, I'm no role model for anybody, but I appreciate the kindness. Thank you. Am I your dad? I hope not. That's not because that's against you, but Jesus, that would be a surprise that I didn't need. Would I have Kane, Ronaldo, or Haaland? Of those three, Haaland. Free kick here. Spurs, there's nothing wrong with him. Look, he's just fucking... Lloris is trying to just keep his head down there to waste time. Your man's absolutely sound. He's even looking up and Lloris is nearly pushing his head back down as if to say, stay down there you, stay down. The clock's ticking. Can I be your uncle? Sure, why not, mate? I'm really good, thank you, L. Stanford. I hope you are as well. And look, thank you to everybody who's tuned in today, by the way. I hope you're enjoying the stream. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button, bottom right-hand corner. Drop a like on the stream. And don't forget that Mark will be over on the United stand for the game against Wolves. The United game against Wolves, which I'm sure a lot of you guys will be going over to watch as well. Tell him I said hello. Or you can tell him I said, what's up? Whichever one you want, really. What's your opinion on consent? I consent to consent. That's my opinion. Where did you get your Nike hoodie from? Genuinely don't mean this to be a smart arse answer, but the answer actually is the Nike website. Genuinely, like, yeah, that's where I got it from. I think I got this and I got a couple of Air Jordan tops at the same time a good while back. Do I reply? I tried to, Java, dude, I tried to. Nice of you to be in the chat. Jake, I'm good, mate. How are you? Can I be your everything? Mate, I can always be your everything, JJ. I can be whatever you want me to be, baby. Money messing. Yes, JJ, I'll be your everything. I'll be your one and only, mate. I'm about to break into a Casey and JoJo song here now, but I'll stop. Do I like music because I make music? Oh, I don't like music because you make music, but that's not what you meant. But yeah, of course, mate. Who doesn't like music? Ball in! Oh! A little tickler across the 6-yard box. And it looked like it was going to be 2-0, but Watford managed to steer it behind for a corner. It was Lucas Moura breaking down the right-hand side. Played a delicious ball into that path of danger across the 6-yard box. It looked like Sir Harold of Tottenham might have himself a tap in, but a touch from the Watford player just took it away from him and it goes behind for a Spurs corner. Son, out to Reguilon. Ball in. Head it down. Kane. Saved. Good save that by the Watford keeper. And Watford come away with it now. They try and start to counter. And it ends back up in the Watford keeper's hands. We have, 6 minutes to go. That's going to be an open last 6 minutes, I imagine. You're the go. Thank you. Appreciate that. I really appreciate your kindness. Good stop. Yeah, I thought Kane was going to... Last night, I thought Kane was going to score that one as well, mate. It was a good stop from the Watford keeper. You're trying to get me to say masturbate, mate. Just say, Craig, will you say the word masturbate rather than trying to say, do you masturbate, mate? Of course I masturbate. I'm a human being with needs like everybody else. I just do it, as an influencer, whereas normal people just do it into a box of tissues. I do it surrounded by a harem of models, basically. Think of it that way. It's not true, but you can think of it that way if you want. It makes me feel better. Favourite Liverpool moment, it's the Barca comeback for me. I know Istanbul will be probably a lot of people shout, but that Barca comeback to me was monumental. Headed away. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, let me just say a massive thank you to all of you for the warm welcome I have received, both here at the Euros and from... I know people are often disappointed when they turn on and it's not Goldbridge, but you're going to get used to me on the channel, I hope. I'm really getting used to your humour in the chat and that as well. And it's a pleasure getting to know all of you. And I hope you give me a chance this season. You enjoy what I bring to the channel. I certainly enjoy being here. And it's going to be a long-term thing. So if you don't like me, then you're probably going to be out of luck. But hopefully we can work on these vibes going forward, because I'm having a great time. I really appreciate you showing the love. The poor little old Irish man, little old me, sitting here with me Lucky Charms, and there's you good old folks showing this little old Irish fella a bit of love, like. 1-1, Leeds have equalised. Paddy Bamford with a goal. 1-1, Leeds have got themselves an equaliser. Patrick Bamford with a goal. We love you, Craig, said Vandy Candy. Craig loves you too. Love the energy, but thank you, Stephen. You know, for a fat old lump, I do try and bring energy to the streams. Do you know what I mean? I like to be a bit mad. You know, even I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth in a few seconds, mate. So I'm as surprised as a lot of you most of the time with what comes out, because I don't have a filter. And I'm one phrase away from being cancelled a lot of the time, probably. Substitution here for Spurs anyway. Son about to come off with just over 3 minutes of normal time remaining. Do I use Weight Watchers? No. If I was to, when I go around, trying to lose weight, and look, I did lose £102 before at one point. No, ketosis. I'd always try and use a keto diet, and that's what worked for me, was putting my body into ketosis. So, high protein, very low carbohydrates, and a lot of water. Your head is brighter than Arsenal's future. Well, it is hot under the light here, mate. Oh, and you know what, lie to you. Man sitting in a hoodie and it's melted. Yes. So, what's the man's name? Brian or whatever his name is on now for Spurs. Your head's brighter than Arsenal's future. Well, that is also factually correct, Forever PVM. Thank you for the super chat. Jens, always lovely to see you, man. A regular on here and, of course, over an Anfield Agenda. And I'm sure on the United Stand. And thank you for your kindness yet again, buddy. They're just showing us the Leeds goal here now. Oh, God, yeah. Both goals in the games were little flick tap-ins from inside the 6-yard box. And Bamford's there with the equaliser. No, not very different, actually, to Wood's goal for Burnley. £102, was that from your wallet? No, I used to weigh over 20 stone, mate. And then I got down to 12 stone 3. And then I've went back up and I'm 16 something now, but I'm actually waiting for some stuff to arrive, some shakes and stuff to help me get back into ketosis. But thanks for that niceness, Joseph. You're not at all an arsehole, mate. Am I decent at FIFA? I don't play computer games, man. Did I see Rod's name? Rod, me old mucker, how are you, baby? Rod in Australia, nice to see you in. No coffee and croissant emoji, Rod, but always a pleasure to see you, my man. Right, we are just about to head into the final minute of normal time here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, where it is still Spurs 1, Watford 0. Son with the goal in the first half. And, Harry Kane forced the Watford keeper into a good save as well. Dele Alli missed a good opportunity, and Watford have had a few half chances themselves. Do I think it was a red yesterday? My initial impression was not at all. I wouldn't have even considered it. But the rules, I understand the laws of the game say it's a red, but the spirit of the game, it probably shouldn't have been. Let's be honest. I think it wrecked the game for everyone. But by the laws of the game and as it was explained to me by a qualified referee, it had to be a red. But it seemed very harsh. Let's be honest. Thoughts on Fulham? Good club. genuinely a lot of time for Fulham. I've never had the pleasure of being to Craven Cottage, but Connor, the other half of our channel, and Anfield Agenda has, and he said it's a lovely little stadium. Just about to see what added time that Andre Mariner adds on here. And again, don't forget, when I'm finished, make sure you get yourselves over to the United stand. Mark Goldbridge will be on there covering the Manchester United game against Wolves for the 4:30 kickoff. 4 minutes of additional time added on here by Andre Mariner, folks. 4 minutes. What a transfer window this has been, said Jens. Not for Liverpool, really, but yeah, I mean, for a window we all thought might be quietish because of the financial impact of COVID. Man, it's been nuts, hasn't it? Messi's moved, Ronaldo's moved, Mbappe could move, Haaland may move. It has been, it's been mad. It has, and it's not over yet. The madness will carry on right up until 11 p.m. on Tuesday. So keep it tuned here to That's Football and United Stand. And of course, I'll give a shout out to my own channel, Anfield Agenda, as well. If you do want to help us out, go over there, hit the subscribe button. We're less than 50 followers off 118,000, so it would mean a lot to me. But again, I'll be on here right throughout the season. I think my next game on That's Football will be on Wednesday. I'm joining Mark for the Portugal-Ireland game, which should be interesting, to say the least. Thoughts on Peterborough? A lot of time for Peterborough. Darragh McAnthony, the Peterborough chairman, obviously a fellow Irishman, fellow Dub, and somebody who we've interviewed on our channel as well. So, Darragh's a very nice guy, Darragh McAnthony, and delighted to see Peterborough in the Championship again. Sync's not good enough. Couldn't give a shite, mate. Cry. I don't know how you can sync with a clock that syncs to a game that isn't good enough, you absolute weirdo. But if you can't work sync, mate, then sorry for you, but I also don't care, mate, to be honest with you. So go cry. I couldn't give a shite. Sync is perfectly good enough. The big dirty clock there on the screen. If you're not clever enough to press the pause button until it syncs up, mate, that's on you. 2 minutes of the 4 minutes have been played here. Harry Kane's keeping it in the corner, trying to run down the clock. Corner awarded to Spurs. Again, they're just trying to run down the game here, kill the clock. It's been, I suppose, a professional performance from Spurs to get the job done. I mean, the most entertaining game, but they have got the job done pretty much. They're about a minute or so of additional time away from sealing the 3 points, and credit to them, it'll put them top of the Premier League table with 3 wins from 3. Who am I? I'm me, mate. Who are you? My name's written underneath there. See? Oh, it's not. I thought my name was down there. No, it isn't. But I'm still me. I'm Craig, mate. I thought it. Cheeky bastards. Goldbridge's name would be plastered all over this. Oh, yeah. Be having words. We'll be having words. Nah, mate. My name's Craig. Nice to meet you. Dude, you little fake Mark Goldbridge with your sync, mate. I'm bored of looking at you, honestly. Bye. See ya. Have yourself a nice weekend, mate. Go cry about syncing elsewhere. And teach you how a clock works, mate. Big hand, little hand and all that jazz. I'm your dad. Jesus, you've risen from the dead. You're looking well then, mate. Well played. We have had the 4 minutes of normal time now. Andre Mariner puts the whistle to his lips, ladies and gentlemen. Nuno has picked up another 3 points. It's 9 from 9 from Spurs. They go top of the Premier League table as we head into the international break. Thank you guys so much for being with me. I've had loads of fun. Appreciate you showing the love. I'll be back on Wednesday with Mark for a Portugal against Ireland Watchalong. Don't forget, get yourself straight over to the United stand now. Mr. Goldbridge is live on there for the build-up to United's game against Wolves. Thank you very much for being here. Hit the subscribe button before you head off. Drop a like on the video. But most importantly, stay safe, be well, lots of love, and have yourselves an absolutely wonderful Sunday.